A competitive market allows you to identify people that are being ignored, people that are not being served enough, people that want more. And typically, competition is so focused selling the same kind of things that they ignore these smaller segments, right? So that allows you to look at where you want to focus on and then actually serve those markets. And I'm going to be giving a couple of examples later when I start talking about the specific strategies for selling and surviving in difficult and competitive markets. Another here will be incentives for innovation and improvement. Remember when I told you that in a monopoly, when I was talking about a monopoly in the previous lesson, and I said that most monopolies, when you are a business that controls a market, you don't have much incentive to improve. You don't have much incentive to be more efficient, to be creative and innovative. Why? No matter what you sell on the market, people have no choice but to buy from you. I use the example of the national grid electricity supplier, Eco Distribution Company. Where I live, that's the only option if I want power from the national grid. I use the example of waste collection. It's a monopoly here. So no matter how much you complain, there's not much incentive for them to improve because they are a monopoly. They are the only option you have. Contrast that with a very active and competitive market. There's an incentive for you to improve because the moment you improve, you become more attractive than your competitors. You start to attract customers because you can offer something that your competition cannot offer. So the incentive for you to improve is higher. The incentive for you to be more innovative, more creative, more efficient is higher because the moment you can improve, the moment you can be slightly better than your competition, that will lead to more customers. More customers will lead to more sales. More sales will lead to what? More profits. And more profits is more money in your pocket, right? So the incentives are stronger. When you have to compete, you have to think within the box, around the box, and outside the box. And it's not because you just like to think. It's not because you've run out of things to do, you just want to challenge yourself. Yes, competition will force you to challenge yourself, not because you really want to challenge yourself, but because you need to challenge yourself in order to survive in that market. If you're not ready to challenge yourself, if you're not ready to improve, anybody who improves will beat you in that business. So the stakes are really high in a competitive market. And that is why at the end of the day, you see a lot of improvements. You are able to provide something that your competitor cannot provide because you have found a secret somewhere. Maybe that secret is your supplier. You have a supplier that gives you at a special price and nobody else knows that supplier. And the reason you have that supplier is you have to get involved in a lot of digging, a lot of market research and all that. There would have been no incentive for you to look for a different supplier if you didn't have to beat your competitor. If you didn't have a competitor, you still keep doing business the way you do business. Which is why, on a different note, the public sector, the civil service is usually very inefficient and bloated. Why? Nobody competes with the civil service. Most times, if you want to get your vehicle documents, you want to get land documents, you want to register a birth or a death, there's no competition. So when you go there, even if they are rude, even if they waste your time, even if they are not professional, what option do you have? You need the papers for your car. You need the papers for your land, right? So that is a key benefit of competition. Competition puts you in a position where you have to innovate, where you have to create, where you have to do something different. And when you look back over the last 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, you will see that you've become a better business, not because you consciously wanted to become a better business, but because your competition influenced you to become a better business. If you're interested in learning more about the topics I offer when it comes to starting, building, and growing a business, this is your opportunity to join my community. It's known as the BMG. I provide extensive courses on different topics and challenges that afflict business owners, from how to optimize your profits, how to manage costs, how to boost your sales, how to develop processes, how to scale your business. There's a whole lot that I can teach you. If you want to go deeper into my content, this is your chance. Go to the link on your screen right now. Join thebmg.com.